Hey, good morning and welcome to the channel. It's bright and early, and I just want to say you might notice that I'm feeling a little bit like, blah. I don't really know. I'll be honest with you. Here's what's happening. The last few days, Josh and I have been kind of hitting it hard. Probably a little too hard, but hey, the weather, like for real, the weather has been incredible, like 60 degrees in December. So yeah, we've taken advantage of that. I hit the great big kicker ramps the other day. That was my first time ever hitting something like that. Josh talked me into hitting the airbag after that. And if you saw the video I put on Instagram, you'll see that it didn't go so great. No, doesn't look that bad. But here's what happened. It took me only a couple times run-ups. And, I just convinced myself, hey, I'm going to do this. Like, I've got this. I already hit the kicker at the bottom of the hill to the dirt landing. So, like, shouldn't this be easier? And the kicker ramp is much taller on the airbag than it is the one that I was hitting. But that's what I was trying to work my way up to. So what happened is nothing. I just did the takeoff. I landed a little awkward and decided to bail on purpose. And just like the kids at Monkey Joe's. I remember like my daughter being there and like slide down the slides. That's what happened. I bailed and I slid down the slide. Like it just went fast, and I just kind of bounced off the end and just right on the back of my hip, and I probably hit the only spot that if I was wearing pads of all sorts, still would hit that spot. So it made me a little bit sore for yesterday, but I wasn't not going to Baker's. Like any opportunity to have to go to Baker's down in Knoxville, I'm going to go, even if I am a little bit sore. So yesterday I was just very tense and tight, and just rode a lot like this. Just couldn't get myself loose because I still was in a little bit of pain. I've got the bruises to prove it, and I think I'll have to make a Friday fails just for myself because I crashed a few times at Baker's. I got all kinds of scratches and stuff on me from falling pretty hard actually one time, but Josh tried to help me work on some different skills because I really wasn't feeling loose enough to do the stuff that I had been working on. So we did some techie stuff for the first time. Well, I won't say for the first time, but like the stuff that we did, that was the first time. When I upload the video, I don't know what you guys are going to see, because I know on the GoPro it always looks a little bit different. Look, it doesn't look as like crazy, but like we went up and to go off Devil's Racetrack, and instead of going like down the big berms like we had, we decided to go on the techie part first. And Josh didn't let me look at it ahead of time. We rolled up on it, he went down real fast, and I just looked down and was like, that is way too technical for me. But I did it. That's not even the part where I crashed. I crashed when we went down just a regular trail and hit a mud spot and slipped out. So yeah, I am definitely feeling it today. But with the weather that was out like yesterday in December, again, 60 degrees in mid-December, yeah, we weren't gonna pass that up. Like Baker's Creek is awesome. As if you're into bike riding, or your kids like skateboarding, or anything like that, you should go check it out. The coolest thing when we were done is what I've been talking about here locally for a long time. But when we were going to leave, it was later on in the afternoon, and since all the kids were done with school, you should have seen how many kids were there. Like the park was crazy insane with kids everywhere, riding scooters, skateboards. I'm talking kids down to 3 and 4 years old up to high school kids. This place was just packed, and these kids outside. I didn't see one cell phone in their hand or one tablet. We talked to a family that had Part Next beside us. Their little boy talked to me because he'd seen us a couple times, like when we stopped to eat lunch. And he looked like he's probably about 5 or 6 years old, and he talked to me, so it gave me the opportunity to talk to the parents, and they drove from like an hour away just so their kids could ride there. So like, yeah, I'm going to continue to keep pushing for us to have stuff like that somewhere local. You know what? Fine, if our town decides they don't want to do it, they don't want to invest in kids being outdoors and stuff, that's cool. We have other towns. We're surrounded by towns, and eventually one of these other towns will recognize what we're missing. Like, I just hate that we live in the capital of Kentucky, and we want to drive tourism to see the capital, but we don't give anything for the people that have kids. Like, let's just be honest, man. My kids don't care about, and they're a little bit older, but they don't really care about some of the stuff that we have going on here. Like, yeah, adults, we want to learn about the history, but a 5, 6, 7-year-old doesn't really, they're not really into history as much. There are some, I'm not saying none. So let's give them things to do. Like downtown, there's areas that we can build these pump tracks, these skate parks, like just things for the kids to do. So I'm gonna keep pushing for that. Keep looking out for our videos. I am working on editing. I'm practicing on the editing part. So you're like right now, this is just, I'm filming this one on my phone, but I've been playing around with the editing program and adding stuff in that I don't really know what I'm doing. I mean, I'm learning on the fly. I guess that's the best way to say. I want to give you some good looking videos with some cool mixed in stuff. So I'm kind of learning how to mix videos together to make it look like it was one seamless video. So yeah, keep an eye out for the channel. Josh and I are going to keep riding as long as we have the opportunities to. One, I want to stay in shape. I don't like in the wintertime, I don't want to lose us. So we'll be going to some indoor places. If you ever want to join us, just hit us up, man. We'd love to have you. Awesome. Have fun. Get outside, do something, put your phones down. I know you're looking at it right now. Put it down. Go out and do something, even if it's cold. Peace.